Oh, I was going to say we live in an expert culture. And as you can see from this interview, I'm not a total expert on anything,
Uh-huh.
but experts are always telling you that you're doing it wrong. Here's 17,000 tips on how to raise a music lover. Here's how to keep your kids safe from bullying. Here's how to, you know, you've done it. Look at you're living in an empty room, but here's how to baby proof up the wazoo. And, here's how to make sure that your kids never see anything inappropriate. Here's how to make sure that they never say anything inappropriate. And you get the feeling that you're not born with any kind of instinct. And, maybe instinct is sort of cultural. And if your culture is telling you that you need an expert to tell you how to get your kid to sleep, which by the way we used, we read a book on it, we couldn't get our kid to sleep, but if there's something that an expert is always telling you that there's something more you should do, more you should learn. Did you not read the latest study? Didn't you hear that, we thought it was good for kids to eat bananas, now it's bad, it's supposed to be bad to eat honey, now you have to eat honey. The peanuts, don't eat peanuts, eat peanuts, eat half peanuts. There's just so much information coming at you that it is really hard to stabilize your own internal sense of what makes sense, what's safe enough, what can you let slide. I mean, there's just a lot of exacting and a lot of you did it wrong and a lot of worry. My
Yeah.
favorite top 10 list from Parents Magazine was the top 10. I can't remember if the word was killers hiding in your house, and number one was the laundry basket, um, which I was, taken aback when I realized, like, there's one right there now. What should I do? And it turns out that these sort of springy laundry baskets that have a wire that goes through them, you know what they are?
Maybe.
Anyways,
Okay.
the point is that the wire could
Oh yeah.
break through and scratch your child's cornea, and so watch out. And I'm thinking they found a kid. It's back to the bad story. They found a kid or an ophthalmologist who said, we had a kid who came in here and wow, that was a gash across the cornea, and I don't know if we'll ever see again. And they, just normal things look like risks. I
Yeah.
mean, really, it's sort of mingling with the litigiousness. It's like
Yeah.
there's a risk in everything.
So
I
why do you think we rely on experts so much?
Well, I think part of the reason is that they, first of all, they're there and they sell. And the reason they sell is because they're always offering you a way to protect your child from something dangerous
Mm-hmm.
or get them ahead, which protects them from, in capitalism, falling into the gutter. So everybody wants their kid to be safe. Me too. And everyone wants their kid to be successful emotionally and in real life, able to earn a living. And so, who could resist? This is how to raise a happy kid. This is how to raise a successful kid. This is how to get your kid, to eat his vegetables. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
hide them in the meatloaf, and then hide the meatloaf in a cupcake, and then hide the cupcake in a peanut. So there's just a lot of advice out there. And part of the reason might also be that we don't live in multi-generational families. And so grandma's not there
Ah,
saying, I remember my mother-in-law
yes.
telling me, we were in a car, my son was in a car seat, and we had a bottle. Yes, we had a bottle. All right, you can throw me off throw me off now. We used a bottle. And so I fed him. We're at the stoplight, and I'm putting the bottle in his mouth, and then the car keeps going, and I take him out. And my mother-in-law said, "Are you hungry? Why are you taking it away?" And I'm like, "Well, what if we stop suddenly? I don't want this to be, shoved down his throat, and then he'll choke." And she's like, "That won't happen." It's like, "Well, I was reading, and so why was I thinking I was reading?" Some expert who'd come up with a problem, as opposed to my mother-in-law who had raised a baby herself that I had married. you know, Somehow he got, fully formed. So there's just a lot of information coming at us. I was trying to get, we have a nanny. I was trying to get her another job at some point, and I was talking to the grandma of the baby that was maybe going to hire our ex nanny, and the grandma said, "Well, how long ago did she work for you?" And I said, "Well, she worked until our kid was 5 or 6." And she said, "So it's been a while since she was with a baby." I'm like, yeah, I guess, I guess he wasn't a baby. So maybe it's been 4 years, I guess, since she's a baby. So she said, my daughter-in-law won't hire her. And I'm like, why not? She said, well, she wants somebody who's up on the latest information.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So there is the tyranny of the latest study, and that you're
wow.
a bad parent if you're not up on the blogs
Hmm.
and reading what's new. So, part of the reason there is so much information is because it will get consumed. And it gets consumed if people feel like there's information that they don't know, that if only they did know, their child would be safe or successful.
There's a big market for it.
There is a big
I,
market for
I'm
it.
gonna go talk to all my libertarian friends and tell them that Lenore's book is not good for them. It's not good for their argument. This is capitalism's
Lenore's book.
fault.
It's capitalism's fault. Well,
I think so.
yeah, actually, my next part is about capitalism. My
I think
next
so.
reason, but I don't think that non-capitalism is the answer. I
Oh,
mean,
I don't either. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, I agree with them on most things. So
Hmm.
this is a challenge to me too.